We're doing Tiki Talkies. Welcome everybody to Thursday.
I
I am
hope that
super
recorded. I don't know.
I do
It should.
too. If you missed it, I call TikTok Tiki Talkie because I am the mother of a 16-year-old and it is my right to irritate them. But Sarah
100%.
has been doing phenomenal TikToks this week. And I am giving her so many props on that. So I was like, we should do it together because I have no content on my business side of TikTok. Um, but I'm excited. Sarah came ready and prepared. She promised everybody last week that she was going to be ready and prepared. And then she came in this week ready and prepared. So I'm excited. Sarah, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm Sarah. My links and my QR codes are all there. Go check out what we do. But I'm the COO of Event Safety Plus, and we help make events safer for our communities.
Love it. I'm super excited. I am Brittany, the owner of Biz Storming, accountability business coach that really helps create drive, support, and direction for your company. We are we are meeting weekly. We are meeting weekly, and if you want to weed while we're meeting weekly,
We'll
you
let
are
you.
more than welcome to. We might, should, could, it should beforehand, anyways,
It might have
but
made this easier.
might have
Um,
made it easier. But the great thing about Thursdays is at 4:15 we're going to come in here and we get to do a wrap up of accountability. I don't know if you know this, but we have free accountability where business owners get to really com- talk together and create a space that works for them, and they get to share ideas around what they are doing. So I love that. And then I moved too much, so my camera isn't going to fix. So
Fine.
we will wrap that up. And then, Sarah, what is your topic this week? I'm so excited.
Uh, the next 3 weeks, we're going to talk about fight, flight, and freeze during trauma situations. But today's topic is fight. We're going to talk about the fight portion of that.
Awesome. Go ahead and tell us about that.
Oh, we want to start with resilience?
Yeah, I want to start with resilience this week.
Oh, Lordy, we're switching it up on me. All right. So, one of the things that when it comes to safety, which is what I do a lot of in my life, and therefore resilience is knowing like how you're going to react to certain situations. And a lot of people think, fighting when that's your reaction in a traumatic situation, that means you're going to punch somebody. And it really doesn't have to be that dramatific. That is one portion of fight, right? But a lot of times it's asserting yourself and setting boundaries. And we hear that a lot about setting boundaries. It's kind of like a buzzword of the last few years, right? And what does it actually mean, though? But it's standing up for yourself. And that's what that fighting is. It's when something traumatic happens and you stand up for yourself and you don't let it happen in the way the other person is triggering you or wanting it to happen. So without giving a personal example, unless you want to, Brittany, have you ever been in a fight situation?
So my fight turns internal.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
get very defensive internally, and I either get very loud about a situation
Sure.
or I get very quiet about a situation.
But
Um,
see, those are both ways to fight, right?
yeah,
You're expressing that anger and you're making sure that that other person knows you're not backing down. It's like my fight may be I'm not talking to you. I'm going to, it's not the flight because we're going to get into that next week. It's completely different. It's kind of a shutdown and an exclusion concept, but that's your version of fight, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody kind of handles that a little bit differently. But the reason that I wanted to bring this up though is because the way you handle an emotion, there is nothing wrong with that. Now, if you are hitting somebody on a regular basis physically, maybe you should get help with that. But if you are truly asserting your beliefs, asserting your emotions, and setting those solid boundaries as a mechanism to make sure somebody isn't giving you more trauma, there is nothing wrong with that. And that fight concept should be happening more often than you think, because I think people tend to hold themselves back. And I am encouraging everyone to fight for themselves and to make sure that your perspective and your feelings and your wishes are all heard. I think that's my goodwill of today, is to pass that message on, I guess.
I love that. And I really like the idea of it's okay.
It's very okay. It's very
Um,
okay.
I think so often people put it into perspective of, well, I shouldn't, or I can't stand up to myself or for myself, or they go into the space of, if I am this upset, then maybe I need to look at myself, right? Or adjust my boundaries around this. And it's not about that.
No. Oh, something just happened.
I don't know what it was. I've got laundry going over there.
It's attacking you. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say that, all fight responses are 100% always going to be accurate and validated, because sometimes we go into fight mode before it's necessary. But if your mind says this is necessary, there's something wrong happening, and therefore your reaction isn't wrong, right? If your mind says this is wrong out here and you have a reaction to that, your reaction will never be wrong.
Yeah.
So,
and being present in that moment of just protecting yourself in that moment, you can always come back and re-examine it. You can always say, hey,
sure.
I apologize. I acted this way, and I would like to have a conversation in this normal form.
Sure. And I do want to correct just one thing. Sometimes you don't have to apologize.
No.
Okay, so you shouldn't necessarily apologize for your reaction. If you physically hurt someone, or you truly said something to hurt someone's feelings, maybe apologize for that. But to apologize for, I shouldn't have gotten angry, or I'm sorry I reacted that way, never apologize for your reactions. That's my personal opinion. But again, another goodwill thing that I would like to pass on to people.
Right. And I completely agree. And I should have stated that with, hey, I reacted this way, and I came back to, this is how I would like to discuss this. Because in the moments you are valid in that reaction. Like I said, I get quiet
100%.
or I get very loud. And so I do tend to come back to the table and say, hey, I can be a human today.
Sure.
I needed my initial reaction. Today, I'm going to be a human. I don't apologize for the initial reaction, because this is what triggered it. And exactly. I'm able to say, hey, this was the trigger for me. So let's avoid those, please.
Exactly. I think we're on the same page with that.
Definitely.
So I just want, like I said, this week and then the next couple of weeks, we're going to talk about those trauma reactions and validating those feelings, because part of being safe is protecting yourself. And part of being safe is part of having resilience is knowing you have the ability to protect yourself. Yep. So.
I love that. Thank you so much, Sarah. You bring so much to the table. It is always super fun. I was watching us, which it sounds weird. I was watching us interact today in accountability.
Oh, sure.
And if I am not in accountability, I never have to worry, because Sarah will be there. And I want to say thank you so much, Sarah, because what you bring to the accountability group, just like everybody else who shows up, is phenomenal. This week, we were talking about how I have to change up the slides. Everybody
Sure.
has come to accountability there. The people that we have there are really recognizing when something's being avoided and they're actually addressing it. So normally what we talk about inside of gets addressed. I feel like I froze.
No, you're fine. Your picture froze, but your voice is still there. There you go. Oh no.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yeah,
Okay.
all of a sudden the Wi-Fi decided to mess up on us. As the more that everybody has been showing up and the more that we've become a really good group, everybody's starting
Yeah.
to recognize the habits that they came to accountability to learn, right? And so
Sure.
now that we're learning those habits, we're recognizing those habits, now we get to move to the next step of I'm doing amazing inside of this and I just need the support. And I get to support the new people coming into the group. So I'm really excited for the next chapter of accountability because we're going to have that influx of new and people who have been here for 6 months. So I'm excited to kind of look at what that recreation looks like. That was my really big wrap up of this week, was
And
coming into that. How about you?
and I can really see that. What I see in addition to that is people need an accountability coach. And I'm not even giving Brittany just props here, like go have her as your accountability coach. I'm saying everyone needs somebody to hold them accountable, because what started happening when you start coming every week is you don't want somebody to ask you, hey, did you get that thing done yet? Because if they do, you want to be like, yeah, I got it done. Woo. Right. And so like part of it is you have that in yourself that like, oh, I got to get this done by Thursday, or I got to get this done by Monday, or whatever the daily accountability is. And it makes it more fun in a sense to kind of do things when you know you can get on the call and say I was successful in this. And or you can get on the call and be like, wow, I had 14 barriers this week, and you start hearing some people say, well, this is how you get over those barriers. And that's what I wanted to bring up about the thing that I saw the most on this call is I got on there and talked about a barrier I have with Facebook. And at least 3 people on the call were like, yeah, I see the barrier and I understand why you're having it. Here's some solutions. I'm going to send you some options. Let's talk about this offline. And it was just such a good feeling to have, that you're not kind of in it alone. Does that make sense?
I love that. And I love the fact that one of the people that mentioned something said that there is somebody who, because they have a Facebook group, it's
Mm-hmm.
become a full-time job, right?
Yes.
So, hey, think about this before you go a full way in.
Right.
They have 4 VAs running
And
this group.
I do not have 4 VAs. There's me, myself, and I right now. And it's the same amount of 24 hours. So yeah, and that's the thing, to have those pieces of advice that you may not even think about or get from anywhere else. These types of groups can really help with that. And it's refreshing.
I love that. And I love what you said about the accountability. Yes, we're here because I'm an accountability business coach. However, if you have one person to speak to talk to, one person who supports you and celebrates you. One of the comments that was
Exactly.
made today, and it's actually inspiring a new networking thing that we're going to do, and we'll talk more about it. But I asked people, what did you accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
And when everybody first starts coming to the group, that is the hardest question for anybody to answer. And now people are just like, I accomplished it, without
Mm-hmm.
even second guessing, or they're coming into the room ready to say what they've accomplished, right?
They already
Um,
have their list.
yeah,
So
exactly. And so it's been amazing. So when you can find somebody who you can praise yourself with, and I really think that people need to hear that sentence, praise yourself, because
mm-hmm.
you are an entrepreneur who is doing it. And whether you got the checklist done, you did things. You might have got sidetracked, you might have had to do some, but you accomplished stuff last week. And it might have not have been what you set out to accomplish, but it got accomplished. So I'm excited for that so much. And go for it, Sarah.
Oh, I was just going to say something that I've always had with all of my jobs is kind of a phrase that says you praise in public and you punish in private. And so we have to start doing that for ourselves too, right? Like you shouldn't just put all of the bad things out there. You need to put the good things out there too. Because a lot of times we talk about our failures more openly than we talk about our successes. So
Yeah,
that's
I
what.
love that. And it's a safe space to talk about failures as well,
Oh, sure.
because sometimes the things that we want to talk about, we can't with certain people. I am looking forward to next week.
Yes.
Sarah's got a whole 3-week thing going on. I'm super excited.
Next week, we're going to talk about flight responses with trauma. So we're going to go through some of those and what that looks like.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm Brittany with Biz Storming. This is Sarah with Event Safety. And I just hope that you guys have a great day and we'll see you next week. Have a great week because we'll see you
Oh,
next
yeah.
week. On Thursday, we will see you Thursday at 4:15. Please join us. We look forward to seeing everybody. Also, links on that side. Check out our YouTube. Sarah has a YouTube as well. I have a YouTube. You can always watch all of our episodes. We are on episode 3. Super exciting. And if you want to book, if you heard anything, don't forget event safety. So if you're planning an event and you would like to have just some safety resilience around the event itself, not all the time do they have it. So we look forward to seeing everybody and just book with us, even if you want to just chat. We like to talk too.
I
Have a
agree.
great day.
All right. Bye, everyone.